Hello everyone, welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura, and today we are cutting the Dinosaur Soap and making almond milk soap with lev- lav- lavender essential oils. So I'm just going to be getting a couple of things, last minute things done here. I'm going to get my gloves on and get the soap off the shelf. So thank you for joining me. Be sure to leave any questions or comments so I can answer them for you. I'm going to set up my chat so that I can see you guys. Just a second here. Okay. Should just be a couple more minutes. All right. Okay. So, oh, there you are, Stacy. Welcome. I didn't want to start without you. We're going to cut the Dino Soap today. I'm just setting up my chat to make sure I can see what you guys are saying. Okay, there we go. Looks like it's showing up now. Okay. So, first of all, it might be a little bit slow today because I foolishly hurt my back, and that makes me slower than normal. So, okay, so here's the soap. I'm just gonna get my gloves on so we can cut this. And I was trying to straighten out the camera, but it might be a lost cause. Let me just forego it. Hi, Ian. Welcome. In fact, I'm going to grab a Tylenol just so that I don't make things worse. That'll give everybody a moment to log on and whatnot. Hi, Lorna. Welcome. We're just getting ready to cut the Dino Soap. And I've got everything for the almond milk soap also. We'll be doing that afterwards. I've had a couple of people now ask me for more of the almond milk and lavender. So we'll be making that. And we'll be doing something a little bit different. A little different with that lavender almond milk soap. It won't be changing. It won't be a bad change at all. It'll be something nice, I think. And let's see here. Yes, very exciting. The almond milk soap is really, really good. The one with the lavender, because I put oatmeal in it, and it's really, really, really good. I can't make any kind of medical claims about my soap or anything, but usually people with dry skin like it. 1 second. Okay. Oh, I put my gloves back. Let me go get them. And then we also have the little tiny, well, I guess they're not tiny, the small round oval shaped soaps to take out also. Let me see if I saved a paper from before. Oh, I did not. Okay. I'll grab us a paper for the soap then. Just seeing what you're saying here real quick. Hi, Patty. Welcome. Oh, I'm so glad, Stacy. Yeah, it's amazing. The handmade soap just by itself is going to be better than most of um, the store soap because the store soaps are usually a detergent. So, okay, let me grab that paper. 1 second. Okay, got the paper. All right. All right, there we go. Yeah. Let me go ahead and get this out of the mold. Yeah, Stacey, I was really surprised. Hi, Ian. Welcome. I was really surprised when I started using the soap how much better it feels on the skin. Literally, any handmade soap is going to be better, assuming it's properly made or whatever. But it's going to be better than anything you can get at the store. Just because there's not, we don't use detergents typically. Okay. Oh, this smells so good. I love this fragrance. Multitasking. Oh my goodness. Let me guess. You've got one screen open to this video, one screen you're shopping, and one screen you're playing a game. I'm probably totally wrong. Hi, Paulette. Welcome. Okay, so here are the little dino feet. And hopefully we'll be able to cut these in between the feet. Go ahead and open this up. Making sure these are tight. The wires are tight enough. I'm sure they're fine. All right. I need to go from above. Hold on, let me adjust this so I can see it a little bit better. Just a second. I'll push it back into your guys' view in just a moment. I need to make sure that I'm not cutting the toes. Okay. I think this is safe. We'll find out. All right. Did we just about make it? Oh, perfect. Okay. That makes me happy. I was worried about that. What do you guys say in here? I'm doing great, Paulette. Thank you for asking. I hope you guys are all doing good too. We're just cutting the dinosaur soap for Stacy. All right, so let's take out the middle one. Ta-da! So we got the T-Rex and the Triceratops in purple and orange. And I don't know if this is showing up on screen, but you can see the two different greens, the lighter green and the darker green. It's kind of modeled in there. It looks really cool. It's a really, really nice mix of green instead of it being like a solid color or something. And then, of course, I moved the paper. I'll put the paper back. Here we go. Got a piece of green soap. Okay, that's the first one. Let's try the next one. Here's the next one. Triceratops and T-Rex. They're super cute. I love dinosaurs, so this is perfect. And what I'm going to do, I'll show you guys what I'm doing on one of the sample pieces. There's another one. Ta-da. I'm going to give these a day or two and then plane them like I showed you on that one video where we were planing and beveling the soaps. Then after that, I've got a little stamp that I'm going to put on them so that we can include more dinosaurs. Let me grab it real quick. Oh, Ian, what I did was I mixed it, so I had like the one of the greens in the pot, and then I just poured the other one in different sections, and then I just poured it into the mold. Sometimes that'll give you swirls. Other times it'll give you a really cool mottled look. Also, the direction that I was pouring, like when I go side to side, usually I try to cut it in such a way that you can see the lines, but I believe I cut it the other way, so you were seeing the ends of where the lines were, if that makes sense. The way I was pouring, you're looking at the ends instead of the sides. So you see the beginnings and endings are, it's like cutting a string in half so you see a dot instead of cutting along the length of the string so you see a line. I hope I made sense. But that's kind of how I see it in my mind. Let me grab the stamp. You know, I had left the stamp out so I could show you, and I was like, oh, why did I leave the stamp out? So I put it away. That's what I get. Making work for myself. Okay. All right. So. Okay. Oh, I hope so, Stacy. And they smell super good. So, okay, they smell like candy. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So here's that Brontosaur stamp. So you see, like the stamp itself, the little cutter. I mean, the cutter looks fine, but when you see the head right here, see how there's no gap? So I can't push like through the body. I can push the body out, but I can't push the head out, and so the head and the neck just snap off. So here's what I'm going to be doing on the soaps after they're smoothed and they've been, finished. I don't do it now because it'll just come off when I finish them, and it'll be kind of like that. See how you can see the little, hopefully the camera's picking that up. So you got the little stamp there. So we'll include the little Brontosaurus anyway, whether he likes it or not. He's going in the soap. So that's my plan. Anyway, so yeah, so that's, we're putting the Brontosaurus on there afterwards. And yeah, let me put this away. Oh, that's right, the little round soaps that we did. They're right here. Okay. I need like an extra set of shelves next to me or something. All right, so here's the little Dino Egg one. I just popped it out. And then has kind of like a rocky feel on top. It's kind of cool. And then this is the little footprint. Just going to loosen that and pop it out. Whoops, you can't see. Pop it out, and then that's how it looks on the bottom. You can see the two different shades of green really good there, and then it's really swirled on the top. It looks really cute. And there's the sides. And oh, they smell so good. I love this fragrance. It's perfect for any time you want something that smells like candy, but not like, not like a typical candy. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad I happened to get the dinosaurs that he likes. That's the important thing. At least I didn't find anything like weird that he wouldn't recognize. Okay, I'm going to put this on the shelf so that these can start curing. So let me do that real quick. It should just take a few minutes. I'm going to move everything out of the way. All right. Have to make a spot for them where I can reach them easily. That way later I want to go to plane them and stuff. I won't have to go searching. Okay. I'm just glad these turned out okay. You never know when you pour the soap, It's always kind of a surprise what you're going to get. Somebody said it's like waiting for Christmas when you see the soap cut. Forget which one of you guys said that, but that's exactly how I feel too. Every time I'm having a bad day, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to see what's inside that soap later. And then I feel better. Hey, 007, welcome. Hi, Cindy Lou, welcome. Did you guys get to see what the soaps look like? I can go grab one off. I just put it on the shelf. I can go grab it if you want. Did you guys see what the inside looked like? That's possible, Ian. I'm not sure what's going on with the microphone. Sometimes it's misbehaving. I'll have to get a new one. Yeah, dinosaurs for Stacy. She wanted oh yeah, let me go grab it then for you. 1 second. So we got Triceratops and T-Rex. And this mottled green background. And then on top we got little dinosaur footprints. Oh well, Stacy, what a mess. I hope they get done with the construction soon. What I'm going to do is put this away because it's going to be directly in the way otherwise. Let me just get this cleaned up real quick. I'll put it back on the shelf and then we will finish making that lavender soap. Let me just take off the microphone. I'll set it here so I don't stretch the wire. Be right back. Okay. Yeah, Cindy Lou. When they grow up and they don't want the cute stuff anymore, it's kind of a shame. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's not have them digging up your driveway. That would be bad. Okay. Just getting the soap crumbs off of here. And we'll put it back on the paper. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm doing here is, okay, first of all, let's see, how should we start this? This is the lavender that we're putting in. It's the lavender essential oil. And I have got that. This is going to be the purple. I mixed it with a little bit of kaolin clay. I think last time I made this, I actually mixed it with titanium dioxide. But I want to do kaolin clay because I think it gives it feels really nice on the skin. So we'll do that instead of titanium dioxide. It'll still lighten up the purple, but it won't be quite as pale, I think. And all right, and here's the oatmeal. So in this oatmeal, I use this powdered form of oatmeal because I find that like the whole pieces of oatmeal can be kind of scratchy on the skin. And if you don't want an exfoliating, like a rough exfoliating soap, but you want the oatmeal, then this is a really good way to go. So I use this ground up oatmeal. And let's see. I'm going to be using almond milk. This is the lye water. It's almond milk and the gold top, like last time. And this is just a jug I have the oils in. Some mold and move out of the way so I can show you. All right, so this is the mold we'll be using. So instead of using, I'll show you for comparison. This is one of my little, move it out of the way, my little pink molds. Put it here, I guess, it'd be easier to see it this way. All right, so this is quite a bit bigger than my pink molds. I I'm still going to have some of the pink molds here on the side that I'll be using, um, in case, this is, in case this is not um, enough space to hold all the soap. You know what I'm saying? If I have leftover batter, that's what I'm saying. I'll put it in here. And what was that? And then also, this has a lid that I'll put over the top of it to help it go through gel. Since there's a lot of sugars in the milk, I'm not going to put it in the oven because it'll probably volcano. A lot of times when soaps have too many ingredients with sugars, like milks and things, or just straight up sugar, honey, other things like that, fruit or fruit juice. A lot of times they'll get so hot going through gel phase, they'll actually volcano and bubble up, and they'll crack down the middle, and that can cause a mess. It doesn't affect the soap in any way other than just the way it looks. And so I try to avoid it. But with this soap, with how much milk is in it and how large this is going to be, it runs the risk of getting super hot and volcanoing over. But I'm making a lot because I've had more than one person ask me to make this. And I realized instead of doing a whole bunch of little tiny batches, I'm just going to make a large batch. And then that way, whoever wants it can actually get it. So that's what I'm doing with this one. So I'm going to put this mold over here. And also I have this swirl tool so that when I put the two colors in, I can swirl them and hopefully avoid making a massive mess here. I'm just taking a look here. Oh, hello to the kitty cat. Oh, you don't want us to talk about the snow? I'm looking forward to it. We're supposed to be getting a blizzard in a couple of days, so if I can't do my live on Wednesday, it's because of the snow. You can blame the weather. All right, I've got my face shield on, so I'm back to sounding silly. Oils. Here we go. The oils are in this big bucket because there's too much. So to give you an idea, the oils completely filled this container, this size container, which is a lot smaller than this bucket. So there was no room for the lye mixture. So I had to put it in this larger bucket. These are buckets that I bought specifically for soap making. I only use them to make soap and nothing else. And this is how I do my wholesale orders. Because I can fill this all the way. And then if people have a larger wholesale order, I have a bigger bucket. It's like 10 gallons or something. And it's a 10-gallon bucket that I use. So that's why everything here looks different. The buckets look different. The mold looks different. Everything, because I'm doing a larger batch. So those little molds are just more difficult to make large batches with. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is mixing on the lye water first. I'm going to just barely mix this to just barely mix together, because once I add the fragrance, it's going to accelerate, because lavender is a floral and it's going to move really, really fast. So I'm going to pour it into those two containers that I showed you, the white ones. I'll mix them separately, mix in the fragrance separately, and then I will put it in the mold here. Hopefully I'll be able to get a swirl, and then we'll finish the top, make it gold and everything. Yeah, so that is what we're doing. You can't stand the ice, Cindy Lou? I'm not a fan of, I like the ice, but I don't like having to, get stuck in it. I don't want to be stuck and slipping around on the ice in the car and whatever. That's kind of a pain, but I like the winter time a lot. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour this in. All right. And that's the almond milk and the lye and everything. So that's going in there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks like I got it all out. And I'm just going to barely, like I said, just kind of barely mix this together. Oops. Okay. So this is not, you can see the oil still floating on top. This is not mixed together. Okay. I'm going to give it another quick blend before I pour it into here, but I'm going to go ahead and pour it because I want this to be really, really fluid and to stay fluid. I'm just double checking what you guys are saying real quick. Oh yeah, Cindy Lou, that makes it really hard because yeah, I mean I have a bad back, so slipping and falling in the ice is not an option for me. But I tried to avoid like slipping and falling. But I mean, just like looking out the window and looking at it, it's really, really pretty. So I just kind of put up with it. Whoops. Okay, this is good enough. I'm going to go ahead and pour this before I run out of time, before it starts getting thick and setting up on me. So I'm going to pour about roughly half in each. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's that. I'll pour a little more in here. Okay, so that's approximately half, kind of. And I'm going to scrape out what I can because this bucket, when the soap batter sticks to the side, it holds quite a lot. So I'm going to try to get some out. There we go. Yeah, there's a lot in there. Okay. And then what we'll do is, let's set this aside. You don't need that anymore. I'm just going to get the oatmeal out from the bottom. And we'll do this one first since it's not going to be colored. Trying to get the oatmeal off the side. All right. I probably should do this with a whisk first, but it should be okay. All right, so there's that side. Now we got to get the purple mixed in before this gets too solid. And then we will mix in the fragrance. So this is purple vibrance from Nurture Soap, and also some kale and clay. So the purple is going to be a little bit more muted than normal because of the clay, but the clay makes the soap feel really nice. Okay. So what I'm going to do is whisk in the fragrance so that we don't cause any more acceleration than necessary. Okay, let's check in what you're saying real quick. Yeah, it's helpful being work from home so you don't have to drive in the weather. This is true. All right. I'm going to set that in the soap mold. I'm going to pour about half in here. About half in there. And I need to see where to put this. Yeah. In the bucket. Okay. It is in the bucket. Get this one in there. Okay. And I just want to make sure that that's really, really mixed in well. Just so that it doesn't separate. But at this point, when it's this thick, it's probably not going to anyway. Okay. Okay, look at this side. Yeah, this is a pretty nice consistency. This one you can see what I'm doing better. Oh. All right. Yeah, so I'm just making sure that this is really mixed in because I don't want to want to risk it seeping out, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, got those two done. And there's my blue egg. Lost it for a second. Okay. Yeah, this thing is so much better than washcloths. Alright, so here's the soap mold. Ta-da! And I'll move this out of the way. And what I'll do is just kind of pour some in and then pour some of the other color in. Kind of alternate back and forth if I'm able. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright. There goes the oatmeal. And some more purple. Oops. We're just about full, so top it up with a little bit more oatmeal. Yeah, that's thickening up quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Tap out any air bubbles. Looks like it's probably okay. And then quickly swirl this. Boom. All right. There we go. Get all this stuff off the top. And then what I'm going to do is, you need to swirl the top, but but I don't want these things to solidify on me, so I'm going to go ahead and pour them into the other molds. And I'm going to do that by pouring one color into the other. And then that way in the smaller molds, it'll be like in the pot swirl. And that way, both, all the molds will get some of the purple and some of the oatmeal. There we go. Alright, got that out of the way. I'll pull this up. Alright, and I'm just going to do like one gentle swirl through the middle to make sure that it is mixed. Then I've got these smaller molds like usual, and I'll go ahead and fill them. So there's one. I'll set that aside. And this one, it's got a little bit of oatmeal there at the bottom. Okay, that's not going to quite fill up, but that's okay. We'll scrape it down. Just going to scrape everything off here. And then what we'll probably do with these in this smaller mold here is probably make them into samples or something. That's usually what I do when I don't have enough to fill a mold. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay. All right. Tap out the air bubbles. Tap out air bubbles. Oh, this mold, I think this is the one. Maybe not. Okay. I was thinking this one might be the one that has. There's one that has like a little something on the bottom, like a little nail or something that doesn't sit flat. All right. Just double checking what you're saying really quick. Oh, thank you, Lorna. Yeah, the color's really pretty. I love the purple. Do I make these frames or buy them? Stacy, this one I bought it with the mold. There's a company, it's called Workshop Heritage. They will make these molds for you. And they have bigger ones that I have. The biggest one that they make that I have is a 25-pound mold. And I use that for wholesale orders. This one here that I'm using right now is a 4-pound mold. And then the pink ones are 1-pound molds. So Workshop Heritage made this one, and they made my 25-pound. I'll put the gold on here too. And then let's see, the molds that the pink molds are in. I have a friend that does woodworking, and he makes those frames for me, and I pay him to make them. So, all right. the swirls stick. Let's see how I want to do this. It's always a gamble. At least I think it is, and then I do it and I'm like, what was I worried about? Okay, go up and down with this one. Now the molds, I can literally use, anything as a mold. It doesn't have to be these fancy little wooden boxes or whatever. I could use a cardboard box and just line it with paper. And I've done that before. I've just used cardboard boxes. That's not a problem. I like these because they're just sturdy. I don't have to line them with paper, so there's less waste, and I can just reuse these are silicone liners, so I can basically use them indefinitely. Oh yeah, here's a close up. I don't know if the camera's focusing or not, but it was an attempt. But yeah, you can use literally anything you want as a soap mold. Just line it with paper first. You need to use freezer paper. At least that's what I use that's what I've had the best success with. But in theory, you can also use parchment paper. But I find that the soap tends to stick to that. So anyways. Alright, so here is the lid that fits on it. You can see it says Workshop Heritage. So if you're looking for something really super sturdy and nice like that, the ones that my friend makes are like this. There's two different styles. And I asked him to make them this way. So this isn't, this is just how, because I don't really care. This one's just a solid wooden box with an open top. And he makes them to fit these molds. So he has one of the molds, the silicone molds, and he used that to build the box around it. This one has rubber bands. Oh yeah, this is the one that has stuff there. This one has rubber bands because it has a false side right here. This side here comes off. And I had him do it this way because sometimes the soap doesn't want to pull straight out for whatever reason. And this way you can pull the side off and then you can get the soap out a lot easier. And then we just use rubber bands to hold it in place when we're not, when we need this, when we need the side to stay on there. And that was a really inexpensive but helpful solution to the problem. There we go. All right, I'm going to try the same swirl on this. We'll see. And I'll go this way again. Whoops. There we go. Looks pretty cool, in my opinion. I don't make up these swirls. Somebody else came up with them. I've just seen people do them. And I'm always worried it's going to ruin the design, but it never does. Let me adjust these rubber bands so it looks more better. They're all tangled. There we go. Yep. So it's just like that, and then there's one on the bottom here, and then one on the top. And then when I'm ready to take the soap out, I just take the rubber bands off. I take off this false side here, and then I can just slide the soap out real easy. And yeah, so there we go. So that one's in good shape. So I'll leave that here. And we got this last one. It's a little mini size. Let's do something else. Let's do it this way. Diagonal. For no reason whatsoever. Huh. That's not so bad. Might use some gold in the corner there. Okay. Yeah. Not bad for an end piece, I guess. There's that one. Let's get all the soap off the edges here. And I'll set that aside, and then I want to see what you guys have been saying. Will it be marbled or a solid color? Let me scroll up because I think I missed a bunch of what you said. Just a second here. I'll take this off. Oh. You tried to take your cat for a walk? Oh, because of the construction people? Yeah. I have one cat that enjoys going for walks, but yeah, I don't know. Neighbors have dogs and stuff, and they don't keep them leashed. So I'm always worried when I go out there, like, not worth the risk. It's so cool how you know so much about soap. You know, I never feel like I know that much because I know there's so many people out there that know so much more than me. But I have been trying to I always try to keep learning. So it's a fun thing to learn. If you enjoy making the soap, it makes it fun to learn about it. So I'm just glad you guys like to listen to me ramble on about it. I think I moved my microphone by accident and forgot to put it back on. Hold on a second. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me better now. Reading what you guys are saying here. Oh, hi, Stormy. Welcome. Your granny used to make soap? Yeah. So soap making a long time ago, that you used to be able to get lye in cans, and it was interesting looking at the old recipes. It would say, add X amount of oil and then 1 can of lye. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, could you imagine if somebody miscalculated or something? Oh, that'd be so scary. Because you could get like really lye heavy soaps that would be really uncomfortable on your skin. But people knew how to make it for a long, long time before we were able to put like pretty colors and stuff in it. And the Cindy Lou, you asked me, is it going to be marbles or a solid color? When I cut it, it should have the that oatmeal color and then the purple color kind of swirled a little bit. So it shouldn't be a solid color. Um, I'll just say that it shouldn't be a solid color. And because it has the almond milk in it, it'll start to darken slowly over time. That's just because anytime you put a botanical in soap, it causes, the botanical will slowly like darken, and that's completely normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It just affects how it looks. So other than that, it should just be the two colors marbled. Looks like the top of a loaf of bread. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the problem with making soap. It looks like food, and then I get hungry. Oh, have a good night, Patty. Thanks for hanging out. Just reading what you guys are saying here. Is Double O Sir here? I should say hi to him. Yeah, Stacy. I think I saw you. I think I saw your video of taking him out on a walk. He had the little harness on. It was cute. Let's see here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Stormy. That's hard. Yeah, they put I don't know what they would have put before. Um I know things like lemon and stuff were popular. And different like florals. A lot of people liked lavender and rose. I don't know how they scented it before. Let me just see here. Just reading what you're saying here. Okay. Well, hello to Double O Sir whenever he comes back. Also, soap can be made different ways. So this method I'm using is called cold process, where I just put the ingredients in and I mix them and then pour them into molds. Hot process is what a lot of like the much older recipes is how they made it. They would have like a pot or a kettle or something, and they would heat up the oil and the lye and everything, and they'd stir it, and then from there they would put it into like a mold or something, and then cut it. So a lot of times that was how it was done. Especially like with lard soaps and stuff, they'd boil the lard in a big kettle and then um, add the lye. And depending on how far back we're talking, like they would get the lye from ashes. Um, and I don't know how they calculated using the correct amount of lye, but it's what you had to do to get clean. They didn't throw anything away. Let me see. Stormy, were you here when we cut the dinosaur soap? It was just about a half hour ago, I think. Cindy Lou, you said that oh, you're working in a shop too. Yeah, I know. I do the same thing. If I watch a live, sometimes I'm making soap or something. You missed the dinosaurs. Okay, let me show you. So Stacy wanted some dinosaur soaps, and okay, if my back will cooperate, it's fighting me, but we'll see what happens. All right. And yeah, and she said that I think she said for her nephews, right? And they liked purple, orange, and green. So these are the dinosaurs. Got a T Rex and a Triceratops, and then a marbled green background. And then the top of it got little dinosaur footprints. And it smells, I keep smelling it. It smells so good. It smells like candy. It's awesome. It smells so good. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Okay. The Dino Egg. Uh, obsessed with dinosaurs. Well, dinosaurs are pretty awesome, so I can understand. Okay, the Dino Eggs were. Whoops. See if I can get them out. Okay. So what happened was we had some leftover soap batter and one leftover dino footprint. So I made this oval shaped soap out of it. That's the bottom, the sides. It's got pretty green swirls. And then we had a little bit of batter left, so I poured it in another mold that's thinner. And we had some purple. We had a purple dinosaur that didn't make it, so chopped it up and added it to the green. It looks kind of like a dinosaur egg. They all have the same candy-like scent to them. You love the egg, the second egg. Yep. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's kind of it's got like an interesting texture on top. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I like making the soaps that you guys request because you guys come up with a lot of really cool ideas that I would never have thought of, and it's also fun to try something. Um, like with the dinosaurs, thinking, okay, like what would a kid like, or how can I make this? I don't know, like how can I make it match the design or whatever. So definitely, you guys leave any like comments if you have suggestions or anything. Definitely leave them in the comments or down below or something because I like making the things you guys suggest. Also, if you guys have a channel or a social media, feel free to leave like a heart and the name of your channel or social media in the comments. That way, other people can find you and follow you. And yeah. And what we'll be doing, for the next live, which will be Thursday, we will cut the oatmeal soap and let me check my list. What is up next? Just give me a moment here. I just have to bring up my list and see who is next. Okay. Okay, so we've got a couple options. Oh, okay, so who asked for the Flamingo soap? If I get everything I need, there's something I'm waiting on. Okay, so we got a couple options for Thursday. If I get everything in time, we will either make the Flamingo soap or another Valentine's themed soap, or we will make the cat soap. Stormy's World. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Stormy's World. Awesome. Okay. Space and pink and purple. I had one space soap I made. I can definitely give it another go. I have a couple of ideas on how to improve on the last design. Cindy Lou, do you mean that you thought that the soap we just made now, the purpley one, would be marbled, or the dinosaurs? Just double checking the chat. Yeah, I don't think it was you, Stacy. It was somebody else that requested the flamingos. I can go back, I guess, and watch all my videos and read the comments and see who it was. I might have written it down on my list, but at the glance on my the main list, I didn't see it. Let me check. Thanks for hanging out, 007. Have a good night. All right, let me double check the flamingos. Okay, I didn't write down. I wonder why. Maybe I put it on a different list and just. I'll have to check. Sometimes I don't have like when I'm making the soap and I'm seeing your suggestions, I don't have a way of writing down the names, but maybe I should keep a little notepad with me. But I'll figure out who it was. But yeah, I got the stuff, or I'm going to be getting the stuff soon for the flamingo soap. So it'll either be that on Thursday. It'll either be the flamingo soap, a cat soap, or another Valentine soap. Alrighty. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks, Lorna. Thanks, Stormy. Might have been Patty. Yeah, might have been. Have a good night, Stacy, and everybody. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday, and we'll cut the soap and make the next batch. Have a good night, everybody.